Yeah, so people, it's BLAPPS TARK. I'm BLAPPS, Sifu BLAPPS if you want to be formal. And I'm here with the BLAPPS TARK show, Better Living and Positive Propaganda System, talking about real knowledge. And we're controversy and conspiracy show, talk show. And you're the audience, so you talk to me, we talk to everyone around the world. Doesn't matter where you are, you come on in, you say your little tuppence and get it off your chest, share it, and therefore halve it. What you need to do is catch the link, register, then you can come in every week. No problem. I'm about to get it started and tell you what we're doing today.
Brothers and sisters!
So,
Brothers and sisters!
as you know,
I don't know what this world
I've been doing this show for a long time. For many years. We're going to be talking about what we do, what's happening over here, what's happening over there, celebrity and community world, and of course I end up with what sparks me off, what gets on my nerves, you can get it off my chest. So yes, I'm going to speak on each topic, and then in that time you listen, and then after that you can come on in and then chat about it. You know what I'm saying? Today, as you might have noticed, I lost my tooth. I lost the tooth. It's been loose for a long time. Getting the old slippers and glasses. So we're going downhill. So don't worry about it. I'm going to sort this out soon. Don't worry about this. The beam, the brilliant smile will be back soon. Don't worry about it. It'll be back soon. But right now, it's a consequence of other things. I didn't get it knocked out. What's the matter with you? Me get a tooth? Come on, man! I've been punching in my dome many hundred times in my life, and I didn't lose a tooth once because of it. This is other stuff causing other stuff. You know what I mean? Or medication. A medication causes certain things to happen. Okay. I'll say it's a side effect. So big farmers, don't worry. I ain't coming after you. I just know. Okay, good. Right. So today we're going to be talking about over here, and we're starting with what's happening with this guy Lee Anderson, who basically accused Sadiq Khan of handing over the keys to London to Islam or pro-Palestinians, or basically terrorists. That's what he wanted to say. And so, yeah, he got promptly suspended, of course, this Tory MP. And it's basically the question I'm asking today is: Are we really handing over? You know, are we falling back so much because of the conflict that we are basically giving a back door? They're coming running in to come rummage around and see what's going on, see what they can take before we cut down back again. Is that what's going on here? I would love to know. Come in and tell me. Come in and talk to me about it. Just check in. Okay, so I did mess up this today. I did put out a proper meeting invite and everything. So it's not to me. It's not me. I'm not to blame. All right. So people come in or not, okay, it's down to them. But it's not me today. I put them in normal background that people see. I would change up stuff as I would just getting back into it. I'm a one-man band, so when it comes to the YouTube stuff, I'm pretty much hands on myself, which is why I've got so many hundreds of videos and they need editing. Every single one of them needs editing, and so I need to get that sorted out one time. And it's going to be an epic duty of someone else's who I delegate the problem to. But it has to be done because you want to be professional and you don't want people wasting their time listening to bad video or looking at bad video and listening to bad audio. And you could have had stuff going on in the background that needs to get pushed out and stuff like that. But I'm very self-conscious of his teeth in. But it's all right. Okay, so yeah, so what are we saying? Are we certain that we're because of pro-Palestinian flags are up everywhere and people are demanding that you listen to their side of the story, their narrative, that you have to sway one way or the other. And if you sway towards Israel's, you feel for Israel, you're evil, because we all know they're the colonists, right? They're the infiltrators, they're the people that are doing all the harm, that they're, historic, history, what's that got to do with it? Thousands of years. What? Israel's been there thousands of years? No, they haven't. Yes, they have. No, they haven't. Yes, they have. You could talk about the Israelites, the real true Israelites who look like me, who look more like me, I should say. Okay, so are the people that have been there for thousands of years. These Johnny come latelys, is an Ashkenazi Jews or Hasidic Jews coming from Russia and Germany and stuff like that. Anyway, they say they're Israel, and they went into a part of the world, and we all know the story by now. The war's been going on for 5 months, so we all know the story now. And so you had to get off the fence and choose one. And I've always told everyone, I don't give a damn. No, it's not like I don't give a damn about what's going on. Obviously, people getting murdered and killed and blown to bits and a million pieces is not a good thing. War is everywhere, right? So this one started between two people that have been at war for over 2,000 years. And it just kicked off a little bit, in October. And so, yes, it's got real serious, real quick. And now it's gone too far. The bombing is ridiculous. It's vile, basically. And so everyone is trying to get them to stop the bombing. It's overkill. It's too much. It's illegal. It's they want to call it a diabolical war crime. And they're not far off. But as when you listen to the other guys, the pro-Palestinians, the Palestinian leaders, they're not saying anything much different. They're saying, yeah, the only way we can see an end to this is if Israel is gone. The Israeli people move out, they're gone, and that's it. And the Israeli people are saying the only way we can see it is if they give up all their arms and let us control everything, their food, who's allowed to come into their country, who's allowed to own beach sandals. they want complete control over everything. Are you breathing in? Stop the damn breathing in and breathe out. What the hell? You're just stealing all our air. Breathe out a bit. Yeah, that's better. In and out, in and out. Stop breathing. Unless you want to stop breathing forever, we can help you out with that. So, but this is this is insane. It's gone too far. This guy's staying in power, keeping his power by keeping the war going, and they're both sides are being helped by violent entities in terms of the UK, America, Iran, Saudi Arabia. You know, it's who do you go to? Let's see your manager. Let's see your manager. And it always goes back to the same thing. Even though you're talking about war and you're talking about oil and what they're fighting over, and you know, land and UN and stuff like that, it comes down to one thing: religion. Religion. It's always the same thing. Okay, so talk about why wars start. First and foremost, religion. Religion is the way forward for these people, and they don't see any signs of backing up. They don't care. So if you coming in, let me know. Like I said in those BLAPPS TARK shows that I used to do with Tropical FM, I used to have my co-presenter Boogie, and he would be in the chat room talking to everyone and chatting to me and referring stuff and giving me questions and giving his opinion as well if I asked him for it and if he wanted to give it. And it was pretty cool. But back in the day, we didn't have like a Zoom conferencing thing going on. So this is the point now. People can come in and talk to me. So now when there's people waiting to come in or at work or anything like that, or they didn't get the message, or you know, sometimes you may not get people in, but once you've had people in, like in other shows, you're expecting people to come in. So I keep forgetting that I used to just chat for a couple of hours and just go for the show. It didn't mind to me that I didn't have any feedback, you know what I'm saying, from other people, other people's opinions, until they were in the chat typing in. But now that people have got the conferencing tools, I want people in there. So I'm asking the question in over here, which is stuff happening inside the UK. This guy has been cancelled straight away. He's telling Sadiq Khan, "You're playing the race card. You just want something to come back. You want to protect the Labour camp, who are pro-Islam. You know, basically pro-Islam. That and that by saying, yeah, it's a status. The status quo must be kept. We should all calm down." But you know, they say something anti-Semitic, and you jump on it and say, "Oh, you need to suspend him." Yeah, straight away. Oh yeah, put him under the barrel, put him under the jail. Yeah, that's it. No, you just move, just go away. But when you do it, it's okay. Oh no, elevator. You know, bring it up. You know, let's go. Let's shout it from the house. Oh, what? You can't call the race card. You can't argue with me about it just because I said something racist. You know, you can't just argue with me about it and call me out on it. I want to get my racist point out. Just imagine if it was anyone else, any black people. I mean, Trump just come out with one doozy. You know, they're all going through their primaries and all that. Trump's won the primary. Biden's won his primary. They're obviously going like head to head in November, and you know, it's all year long. Trump will be in court, and all year long, Biden will just be pushing everyone to remember all the good he's done, all the stuff he's done, and everything that Republicans have tried to stop getting done to aid Trump in talking to him about something that he can campaign on. And while they're over there, Trump came up with, yeah, we won. Oh, look, wow, the lights are so bright here. I can't really see anyone around. All I can see is the black people. And that's how far I've come so far, that I've got so many black people that are following me now, which I was like, what did you say? These people, they just so blatant with it now. They just don't give a damn anymore. They're just saying whatever they want. Yeah, the black people love me because I get indicted so much, they can relate. You know, they get indicted too much as well. No, they get indicted because your police are out of order. They're corrupt, and so yeah, we get done for stupidness, and we get put away for many millions of years. And so, but when you do it, you actually did crime. You did proper fraud. Proper fraud. It's like you could teach fraudsters how to do their fraud better. Then you did fraud on a major scale, 350 million, and that is a conservative fine you have to pay. I'm sure you got away with more than that, but like that's your one crime. That's 1 out of 4 gone. You still got the he's still got to deal with the rest of them. The 3 other ones he's got to deal with are the documents. He's got to deal with the insurrection. And he's going to deal with the payments to the exports. No, you ain't getting away with it. You ain't getting away with it because that's campaign funds. That's money is supposed to go into the bank. It's supposed to go into, not to you who you screw behind your wife's back and pay off. That's not what it's for. I think that's for. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. But he's got 91 indictments. 91. I got vexed when the police come around to my yard talking to me about, yo, these people have got a warrant, so you have to let them do what they got to do. And I was like, no, I don't. And they're saying, oh, we're going to arrest you to stop a breach of the peace. I'm like, what? The breach of the peace ain't happened, but you're arresting me for it before it happens. What the hell are you talking about? You can't do that. And they're saying, all right, breach of the peace. And I'm like, what? And they just arrested me. And I was like, that's one indictment I had to deal with. And I was vexed, still vexed. I'm suing everyone, right? I'm suing everyone. Wrongful arrest, false warrant, all kinds of stuff on arresting. But he's dealing with serious things over there. Anyway, distracted. I've got distracted. You let me get distracted. That's just crazy. If I had people in there, you know what I mean? I'll be chastised right now. I'll be like brought down. Like, Vic, you're going off the reservation, bro. You just keep to Sadiq Khan. Yeah, the mayor got tested, called out, and Lee Anderson, this Tory MP, used to be the chairman or something. And he just, I think it's these Muslims have decided that since they've had to keep their mouth shut for so long, or keep themselves calmed down, subdued for so long, that, and now everyone has seen Israel for what they are. Everyone's like, oh, the Holocaust, oh, reparations. You get so much kudos. You're the victims. You're the victims. And now it's flipped. Israel is seen to be the monster. They're seen to be the vile the one outrigger there. And I think Islam are taking the chance to say, yeah, look what they're doing to us. You should let us off more and let us be more and let us protest in the middle of the street and close down London anytime we want. And anytime Israel come out, they have to burn their flags. They have to take them down. It's silly. Either way, it's silly. It's getting out of hand. And it does, to me, I go through the street, I live in Luton, let's go to the street of Luton. You just see flags everywhere. You got mates of mine putting up on Facebook, they got a t-shirt, pro-Palestine t-shirt. So I'm like, what's it got to do with you? It's got absolutely nothing to do with you. And if it's any other war in Africa, Brazil, Argentina, in Cuba, any other place, China, Japan, anyone getting vexed, Thailand, Indonesia, anyone else under severe calamity from another, stronger brother, you know what I mean? Because Israel's not strong. Israel's powerful. Israel's not strong. They're powerful. They're powerful because they got this big brother behind them right here, right? You be a sovereign country. You say, this is mine and I'm protecting it. And if you want to come test me, I've got forces which will deny you. Who are my forces, you say? Who are my forces, you ask? You heard of America and the UK. They've got some of the biggest forces in the whole of the world. That's what makes me sovereign. That's what and that they know that America, all America can do is say, be more precise with your bombing, be surgical with it, be nice. Don't kill them all. Just don't kill the innocent ones. Try to discriminate between innocent and the terrorists that you say killed your people, but they've killed dozens of thousands of people with these bombings now, and you call for a ceasefire today, and they do a ceasefire today, it will be over a dozen years before they're capable of using the place where they've all escaped from as a homestead again. So it's like, remember when Haiti had the earthquakes? I think it was earthquake, right? And you looked at Haiti and everything's flat. All the buildings are down. There's no crops. There's nothing. When you see the tsunami that happened in India, it's India. My brain. Yeah, you know, that massive tsunami back in the day, 10 years ago. That wiped out. It was China, wasn't it? Is it China? Yeah, I think it was. It just wiped out the whole plain. As far as you could see, there's just water. Where there used to be crops and buildings and schools and hospitals and infrastructure, wiped out. One day, wiped out. All right? Better than any bomb, flattened, literally. All that left there was a pile of crap. Funny enough, there's a problem happening in Luton, in part of Luton. It's reported by my mate, Amy Ricks. She brought up that the sewers have ruptured in Farley Hill. And so now there's raw sewage on the street, just big ass puddles of raw sewage in the street, and the council ain't done that. They haven't done anything. Come around to look at it, nothing. I'm just like, we're in the 21st century. We're in a first world country. There's this stupidness about first world and third world. And I don't know, third world country. Absolute rubbish. But in what we're supposed to be in the people look up to our country, as in that's how you're supposed to do that. That's how you do engineering. That's how you do education. That's how you do diplomacy. That's how you do bringing up your children. That's how you do. We're supposed to be You know, we're supposed to be the role models. We're supposed to be showing everyone in the world how to do it. And this is the state. This is the level we're at now, where you got raw sewage, and the council just go, yeah, that's gonna take a while to. I know you're gonna deal with that, but that just looks messy. Kind of stinks too. Yeah. I think you should move. I think you should move. Yeah, me do something. The council. Who's paying for that? I'm putting up your council tax, yo. I'm putting up your council tax because we got to take away the rubbish. We got to do, you know what I mean, do the lights. We got to supply police and firemen, and you got to do all this stuff with the pittance that you give up. Talk about what car I got. What's that got to do with it? Me? You think I'm rich now? What are you saying? Say it out loud. Say it with your chest. A day. And this is what it is. I mean, when you see politicians arguing with each other about where they live, and you got Sadiq Khan and you got Rishi Sunak all trying to pass this little basket of bills saying, oh, they should be under bigger protection. They should have, you know, security. They should have bodyguards because, you know, they're out in the public, and the public, they might get vexed with them for not doing their job. Like cleaning up sewage and stopping wars and getting the economy right and sorting out the NHS. And, you know what I mean? They might get vexed. They might want to hurt a man, hurt a brother. And yeah, it just seems really wild that we are basically on the cusp of being well, astronauts, and thinking about which planet we're going to go to. We can't even fix our planet. You're talking about going to the moon to populate it, or going to Mars to populate it with your rich ass friend then. You're not talking to you, Elon. You're not talking to you. And so it just beggars belief, basically, that these people are thinking about getting more protection for them being paid more. What are they paying? They get 30% pay rise or something. Politicians and all these dignitaries, ridiculous, and they can't sort out a damn thing. One thing comes up and they all panic and call this card and that card, and they're all squabbling amongst themselves when in actual fact they're the people that have got no problems in this world. We've got all the problems. We should complain. Both of you shut up and fix it. You know, instead of talking about Israel, fix Israel. Not talk about, oh, you're handing over London to, you'll fix the Gaza problem, and you won't have to have people vexing in the street chatting about we need to bomb you and Allahu Akbar and what is it, jihad. Not a good look for either side. I mean, I've always wondered why people that say they're peaceful love to raise so much hell and disruption, but they're peaceful people. I mean, when we did it as black people, we were crushed, and no one came to our aid. Hoses were set on, dogs set on us. We were battered in the street. We were thrown in jail for nothing. And no one came to our aid and saying, oh, well, you can't put up the flag of Jamaica over there. We're not Jamaica. What's going on? What are you talking about? We're just a slither of Afro people living in this green and pleasant land we were invited to come to as part of the Commonwealth, apparently. And you treat us this way, but we have to shut up when you tread on our neck. This is some utter. This is why I don't care about Palestine or Israel. Both of them are one and the same. They're both sides, two sides of one coin to me. Both of them are historically defunct, basically, when talking about how they've treated my people, my descendants, my people. I don't need to hear your little qualm you got going on right now. Okay, little qualm. All right. So I'm moving on now. Okay, so we're talking about over there. Now, normally, if you wanted to, you're seeing this show, and the show has only started going again. When we were doing this show, we had viewers from all over the world, and I've only restarted it in the last, well, this year, January, basically, I started back. And so when the show gets going again, and we start getting the viewership we used to have, I'll be advertising your business, local businesses first, and you can call me on Sifu_BLAPPS, BLAPPS at protonmail.com, Sifu_BLAPPS@protonmail.com, to ask me, can you advertise this? Can you put up a picture? Can you talk about that? And I'll put it up and make sure that your community groups gets heard. Community groups don't have to pay anything, as long as what they're putting on doesn't involve money. Okay, so if it does involve money, it's a business. Therefore, I would expect some rank payments for that. But yeah, it'll be at this time, just between each segment, that you'll be able to advertise. So send in whatever you got. Let's see your idea, pass it through. I'll see if it's okay for what we do, if it's in line with what we do. If it's not, it won't be aired, basically. Okay, so I don't care how much money you want. My integrity must stay over here, over there, outside the UK. We're talking about Ghana, Africa. We're talking about Ghana passing a bill that, they're trying to pass a bill to take away the rights of LGBTQ people. They'll be in big trouble if they try to promote what they do, like say on a media platform like this, promote what they do, go to schools, write books, try to educate, parents on what they're about. If they try to do speeches or anything like that, the LGBTQ community will be in big trouble. They'll be going to prison as if this bill passes. Now, the bill will have to be looked at by the president, and if he passes it in December this year, then it will be ratified in law, and it will be forever. Now, last year, there was a lot of videos from the area going out around the world saying, we don't care. God made Adam and Eve, and that is that. There's no other, there's no gender changes going. They're not standing for it. Basically, they're not having it. They don't care about what you got to say about it. There's no leeway. There's no talking to be done. These people are avid religious, very conservative, very far right, very agreed. You know what I mean? They're really aggressive on it, and they are just straight up stamping this out before it takes over. They're seeing what's happening in America, where you've got basically, if I'm a parent, right, and if my children were still in primary education, you know, 6 years ago old, and were watching a guy dressed as a woman in stockings and suspenders, high heels, and a whip on a pole, chatting about Paddington Bear being in love with another bear of the same sex or something. I'm riffing right now. No, I'm just making this up. There's probably not a book about that, but it probably will be made. You know, then I'll be like, what the hell is this school going? What the hell is going on right now? I didn't get this kind of schooling when I was a child. What are you talking about? I was in the dark ages and you all awoke? What the hell? I made up woke. What, how are you? How is this woke? But you know, that's me. I'm just a geezer. I don't deal with the religious side of it, but I could still have children. When you come at my children, we're at war now. You come at my children with this stuff. We're at war now. So you can't, I can't have that. I wouldn't have it. And I see what Ghana is saying, but they're just saying it a bit too loud and a bit too boisterous and a bit too butchy and a bit too, you know what I mean, dictatorial. He done is the right way to say it. Yeah, but yeah, they've gone too far and it's going to be a huge backlash for them. This is not a good look for Ghana. I mean, they're so welcoming, especially to people who are coming back who, you know, the diaspora who they're offering land to come and restart here. You know, leave what you have there, bring it all here. We'll give you land, we'll give you rights, we'll give you, you know what I mean, help in situating your family here, all this kind of stuff. And then you can bring your family here, but they can't be gay. They can't be queer. They can't be bisexual. They can definitely not be gay. They could, did I mention that before? They can not be gay. And they cannot be lesbian or bi or trans or anything weirder than male and female. But that's it. And you better not be married to the same sex. You will not get anything here. You might get arrested. But that's a crazy balance of strangeness going on there. I mean, one is very welcoming, the other one is terrifying. Basically, for people who are looking for a nice, quiet place to say, okay, this is my new home. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm about now. And I'm free and I'm open and I just want to get situated with my new family in a wonderful place, but then they're not allowed. They will not be tolerated. This is what Ghana is saying. We will not be doing the toleration. God, yes. Right. So Ghana has been talking to these groups, but they're not listening to them. They're talking to the group, saying, "You're not coming here. You're not doing that. You're not taking over." And then, but if we find you doing it, you will be arrested, and we're going to put this into law to make sure it stays that way. Okay, so it's crazy how they think they're going to get away with this, but I think they're just showing their retaliation instead of feeling that they're going to enforce it for real. I mean, when these people put in a bill in the UK or America to try and change the law, they're not being subtle about it, they're not being quiet about it, and they're trying to infiltrate the church in Ghana, in Africa, the continent. It's Christian Muslim, Christian Muslim. It's like this all the time, like 50-50, 50-50-ish. And both of them are looking at the other one and saying, do you tolerate gay? No. 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 People in, it's just a crazy world we're living in, where you think, like, from the beginning of time, there's been gay people. From the beginning of humanity, there's been gay people. They just haven't been able to be themselves or live a life they can call a normal life, free from stress and forever, basically. You know what I'm saying? I was like, because of religion. So as long as people have looked up at the sun and said, that's my God, we don't like gay people, it's been like that for them. And, in some parts of the world, it's been tolerated and others no. So if they know that you're coming from a country that tolerated it and didn't do much about it, like the UK, and you're saying, oh, come to Ghana, are you gay? What has that got to do with anything? I've got billions of pounds. Are you gay? Well, I'm coming here to make towns and villages and much more safer to live in, and that's what I do for a living. Are you gay? They just don't care, basically. They're not having it here because they have no other way of thinking right now. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. It's the main thing that holds back our people. And I don't see it changing for now, but the more education that we can get into these countries, the better. And I think that's what these LGBTQ groups are trying to do, is to educate the uninfiltrated countries. And so they could be tolerated in more places, the most beautiful places as well. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about in over there. We're talking about Ghana trying to pass a bill to eliminate the rights of LGBTQ people. And it looks like the leaders and the traditional leaders, the religious and traditional leaders, are both sponsoring this bill. Like I said before, these people have been abjectly against for a long time. They look at Britain. You have female clerics. This is very strange to us. You have gay priests. How is he not strung up on the nearest tree? It's all this. That I've seen some videos, bro. I've seen some videos where, wow, you know what I mean? I'm not even sure I can even mention them on it, where people have been violated, all right, because they've been. It's like the witch hunts, Salem witch trials, and all them kind of things. It's like we're so backward. Humanity is so backward right now that we're still talking about this stuff in the 21st century, 2024. We're still scared of people that like the same gender. That's strange to me. You see animals do it. You see birds do it. You just see it everywhere, right? It's normal, it's nature, right? And I just have to wonder, this is not going to play well for Ghana's economy because, like I said before, this has been going a lot longer than me and you have been around, and it's not going to stop. So how are they going to know that judge over there is not going to pass the law, or that person in parliament who's undercover is not going to help the law? You know what I'm saying? It's really, you think they're not going to do something as much as they can to sway what you know, the people in the churches and the 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 leaders that are against them, that say we'll take away your funding, we'll take away your voters, we won't vote for you, we'll take away your support if you go against this bill. We'll go, you know. So they've got no choice. I think the bill will be passed myself, and let's see what happens after that. It's crazy that we're still. I mean, we've got bigger fish to fry. There's a whole universe out there. This Earth is still trying to kill us. It's not stopped since it's been 4.7 billion years. This Earth has been trying to kill every damn thing that's ever grown on it, and we're worried about. Who do you love? Who do you love? Tell me who you love. Who do you go to bed with? It's got to do with you. Yeah, but I need to run my economy, so you need to tell me. I need to know. It's very important. You're strong, bro. That's what we're talking about in over there, and it doesn't matter your personal opinion on you know, on gays or the LGBT community, what they're doing, how far they're going, are they being crazy about it, why are they doing so much? They're not going to sit down and let you do. They would. This would never pass in the UK. It wouldn't even get heard in the UK, right? It wouldn't get heard in America, even though they banned trans people in sport in some states. So you can't be a male, just walk into a female changing room anymore and say you're a woman. I identify as a woman, and then take part in their sport at their weight and their categories, basically, and just win everything. I see a time where it's going to be that kind of. There's going to be a trans Olympics where they're only against themselves. Just like you got females against females in the regular Olympics, you got male against males in the regular Olympics, unless you do the crossover thing where they say, okay, we're going to do the 4x400 and we're going to do it mixed, right? So that would be crazy. He's trans and power. So therefore, I give a damn who he likes to have sex with. Is he male or female? It's mixed, so he could just run. It doesn't matter. It's mixed. If he wants to go over there, the female one, though, if she wants to go over there, we have to know what their designation at birth was. What is their gender? So it's unfair. Women are being attacked. They're under attack, and I don't think what they're doing in Ghana is to protect women. They're just protecting their little egos. But again, when you see that um, trans people, especially, are infiltrating sport on high levels, there's some pushback about it now. women are starting to get their voice back again. I say, oh, we're allowed to talk now. Okay, yeah, it is back. Yeah, well, I'm a woman now. Now I don't. Now you're not allowed to respect the fact that I'm a woman. What's going on? Well, anyone could be a woman. That hamster over there could be a woman. Yeah, fully grown human woman. Yeah, that's what you're saying. Anything that lamppost over there could be identified as a woman. Oh, it's got consciousness. Are you taking piss? Basically, it's very strange, and it can only get worse. And I feel it will get very worse in Ghana before it gets better, um, because their antique ways of thinking um, only shows the rest of the world how far they've got to go. If you have a very low educated part of the world, you see why they're constantly at war and why um, they are going to be the people pointed at as the problem. Then over there, they're the problem. Okay, so I don't mind what you think. I mind what you know. Uh, if you know nothing, that's a problem for me and mine. Right? If you know something, then you know a bit more than an ignorant person. If you know a lot, if you're teaching and you know and you're passing on knowledge, then you are. I'm grateful for it, and I'm glad that you exist. Blah blah blah. It only gets better when you get educated. So if you're still saying you're not a third world country anymore, then stop having third world ideas. You want to be respected as a first world country. We have everything that you have. Yeah, I know you have everything. If you look at any African um, country now, 50 odd of them, 54, I think, 50, 54 countries. And you look at any one of them, right? If you looked at pictures of their city, is that London? Is that Dubai? Is that Japan? Is that, oh, it's Nigeria. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, they're all in mud huts and throwing spears at each other. I knew no idea that they knew what neon lights were. It's crazy. And so, therefore, if you want to say that you're enlightened people and that you know, but they can't, because what holds them back is their book. They're not allowed to get educated. If they get educated, they'll become atheists. They'll drop the religion to the side. The God of the gaps will shrink. God made the thunderstorm. God made the earthquake. God made the mountain slide down. God made the wind blow too hard. God made the water come out of the sea and go onto the land. Oh, it's climate that did that. Oh, the earth's cooling. Oh, right. The sky is magnetism. Solar flares did that. Okay. I see what's going on. So what you're saying, it's not my magic god. It's not my magic deity doing all this because we didn't give him some meat or money at the church. Come on, where are we? Where are we right now? It's amazing. Oh, I thought I had someone in. Come in for a second there. Still by myself. That's terrible. We need to find out what's going on in the week. I need to find out um, if I'm doing it. I do the invitations at the last minute too, which is very bad. But now people understand that I'm here every Wednesday at 8. As soon as they register, then the next time you can come in straight away. You don't have to go through registry again. Right, but then it will pick up. So I'm not worried. I enjoy myself. I enjoy talking to myself. I'm my own best. Uh, my own best company. Right. I've got no problem talking to myself. Now, when I did have the other, it was about 2010 to 2015, I was doing Tropical FM, and they had obviously license to play music, so I would be playing loads of music, mostly funky tunes and stuff. And it was great. It was great to have a little calm down and play music, but you can't even hum a tune on YouTube these days before they're there's a copyright with your video, copyright problem. This has to be solved before you can post the video. You have to do this. It's weeks before your video comes out, and people forget that you did it, and so now you don't get any views. So now I can't have any music until I pay some ridiculous money. It could be like 50 quid, but you know, before, I mean, this music is everywhere. It's being used, but I only play 70s, 80s, you know, funky tunes and, you know, hip hop, a lot of hip hop, drum and bass stuff. And I play these tunes and they're delightful tunes. It's like these people obviously need to get compensated for it, but the tunes I play are mostly 20, 30 years old. You know, maybe I just need to make my own music and just play that. Well, I used to be in the band. We're still the band. Still, you know, what I mean, it's been on pause for about say 7 years. I'd say 7 years. We've been on pause as I'm looking for another building to operate from. Talking about the CDMA, the Community Development Through Martial Arts. That's what the CDMA stands for, and we are anti-bullying group. We mentor and we coach youngsters into becoming the greatest warrior they can be, and therefore super confident and super high self-esteem, defeating fear and doubt, which leads to bullying or being bullied. And so we go into schools with the Martial Arts Anti-Bullying Collective, which is different schools of martial arts that go into schools up and down the country, around the world. You see our logo on their website, then they give free tuition to children that are bullied, you know, that have been reported to be bullied. So yeah, so it's one of them, or they'll give them a couple of free lessons, or they'll give them private tuition at a cheaper price, but they'll make themselves available basically. But the main thing they do is go into schools, after school club, and deliver the Warriors Life classes. So the Warriors Life classes basically are the molds and ethics of martial arts. And of course, you're going to deliver communication and conflict management. And we're going to be dealing with practical methods of physical intervention. So I pass on my security skills, my martial arts skills, and my teaching skills to the students so they can become superhuman, self-enlightened, and strong enough to say no, be able to back themselves up. And yeah, so I've been doing this for about 25 years, officially. Unofficially, I've been doing some 1991-ish, and delivering stuff and doing fundraising and all kinds of events to bring optics to the bullying problem that we have everywhere in the world. Everywhere. Now, bullying is not just for the children. Obviously, adults get bullied, male and female get bullied. Your spouse could be bullying you right now. You could be getting abuse, verbal, physical, from your spouse, your manager, your friends, I should say, family. They can be bullies too, and even your child could be bullying you. Okay, It's up to you to understand you've been bullied and then find methods to deal with it, to cope with it, or to become stronger because of it. It's no one deserves to be bullied. It happens to us all. Sometimes our parents back in the past would say, just hit them. But, you know, violence begets violence. So that we leave that as a last resort when we cannot communicate anymore. We use our tools, we communicate, we calm down, we placate, we get ourselves out of the situation, and we use the martial arts only when the person does not want to communicate and wants to just because they've got issues that they can't get past. And that's what we do at the CDMA. Trying to obtain funding to be able to go and open up a building and to deliver all our 9 initiatives inside of it. If you want to find out what the initiatives are and our services are, then visit the website, why don't you? It's on https://cdma.uk.com/ CDMA Charlie Delta Mike Alpha.uk.com. Yeah, so if you wanted to advertise your voluntary group or your community interest company, as long as you're doing something for the community, then I will reduce, make it affordable for you, or maybe even give it free. Just advertise for excuse me, for free, no problem. If you want to advertise your business, you're selling something, you want people to know about it, or your dance or something that's going on in the neighborhood, your event that's going on in the neighborhood where you're inviting people to come around, then I'll advertise it for you and I will do it well. And of course, advertising with me on here also gets you advertised on our Patreon, which is Sifu_Blaps. 1 Minute Wing Chun on Patreon, and you're on Twitter, and we're Sifu_Blaps, and we're on LinkedIn. That one's, that's under my name, Victor S. Evelyn. And we're on Discord. Wow, I cannot forget Discord. That's our gaming channel, our gaming server. We do gaming. We're heavy gamers. So we're all fighting games, obviously. Tekken, Street Fighter, Fable, all the fighting games. Call of Duty, everything. We love them. We do tournaments, and we love to teach how to, games together as a team, and do strategy games as well, chess, Connect Four, all of everything. We deal with fighting and for real, which is tournaments and structuring lessons so we can have people sparring together from different clubs. We did that in a combat club since 1996. We've been doing this where we put people together. Yeah, this guy needs a taekwondo guy, so and we link them together so they can train more effectively. Train against people that they've got issues with, or we also settle beefs in fightme.uk.com. So it goes on and on and on, and it's all under the Warriors Workshop, which is my company, Warriors Workshop banner, and we are all about producing warriors. That's why we call it the Warriors Workshop. The more warriors in your farmers become warriors, and then once the war's over, the warrior comes home and becomes farmer again. Times of peace, prepare for war, and times of war, prepare for peace. So we're always ready, always prepared to do one or the other. And that's what it means to be a warrior. And warrior for the community, warrior for the country. It's not about you've got ties to this person or that person or that. You're about humanity surviving and coming together to collectively keep us all safe. You know, there's no part of humanity that survives when you constantly just want to hurt people. There's no one that says, "Oh yeah, you want to punch me in the mouth? Yeah, go ahead, mate. Yeah, all right. No, you don't have to go to prison for that. They say a little punch in it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to stab me now? Oh, well, okay. Well, all right, just in the leg or the arm. Go. Yeah, okay, all right. So, what? You want to shoot me now? Why? Why? I've got. You want my stuff? Now you're out of the community. Now you're ostracized. Now you put into prison. Now you see, it doesn't work out for you if you want to be violent, if you want to be a vexed person, but you have to be prepared to stop these people from hurting you. So that's why we teach martial arts. You see, it all makes sense. It's all consistent. It all makes sense. The 9 initiatives show you the way. There's 3 for mind, 3 for body, 3 for spirit. And we are very proud of the work we've done in the community the last couple of decades. And we are very excited for what we're going to get done this year as well, what we're going to get started again this year. We had the academy in 2016 in Luton Town Centre, and it's a beautiful place. People's Peace Portals will be here again. We'll be giving away the books. We'll be doing all the lessons that we used to teach. We'll be having many martial arts systems being taught there. We'll have the academic classes for the children. You can go in there and learn a life skill, learn a language, anything. It is a thoroughly awesome place, and people loved it, and we're going to get it back. Music, wow, so much music was played. Ooh, such a beautiful place to make music. Yeah, the piano and the drum. As you walked in through the door, my drum kit was there, and a donated piano was there, and we had instruments all over the place. You could just pick them up and start playing them. It was brilliant. And we're going to get it back. So we're moving into celebrity and community now. Celebrity and community, Big Brother. Big Brother is back, and it's celebrity Big Brother as well. And I'm wondering, because this is the part where I was really hoping that someone in the clean world would come into this Zoom today and tell me what's going on, because I've seen news reports and I've seen like we've got a celebrity list now who's going in and blah blah blah, and I've seen a couple of people going in now. I'm saying, wait a minute, what are they just? They're not really celebrities, are they? They're not like actors and athletes or stuff like that. They're just people in reality TV that become famous because they were dumb and stupid or did crazy stuff in their reality show, and now they're celebrities because they're famous for it. And podcasters and with people that on YouTube doing stupidness, and now they're a celebrity because they're just well known, right? And when they got, I mean, they will have Z listers on there, actual proper celebrities, but they're just like, what did he do again? When was the last time he was on television? 12 years ago, 15 years ago. What's he been doing? He's a carpenter. Okay, that's nice. What's that other one doing? They've just been on holiday. Why are they celebrities? Why are they celebrity people? Because they're just getting a payday, right? And they got nothing else to do. And they don't want you to forget them because they can get more work on TV. Oh, I remember she was good in that film. Remember that film? Yeah, maybe we can hire her again. That's why they do it. So I'm wondering, the big question about this in the celebrity community is, have we got anything else to learn from Celebrity Big Brother? I mean, they give them crazy stuff to do, to get around, to get food, and to get benefits, you know, a meal day or a meal for two, or they get to have, you know, hot water for. And I was just like, I remember this was great when it was just regular people, just people on the street trying to win 100 grand, right? Trying to be strategic in who they talk to and how they talk to people. And they really hate these people in the real world, but now they're right there in front of them now. Now they have to confront them every single minute of the day. And they have to work with them and help them. And, you know, if you help them, then it will benefit you. So now you have to get along with the person you've said you've hated for the last 20 years. That's when it was interesting. But celebrities, they're out there all the time. Everyone knows them. They know all about them. You know, oh, he's got a baby. He's got a baby from a girlfriend. And, you know, everyone knows that. Yeah, it's that one. So we know all about you, celebrity person. We just want to see if you're just like the person you personified on your TV show or group, or whatever the hell you do, right? See if you're the same when you go home. You know what I mean? Now that we see you 24/7, right? But I don't know. This is why I wanted someone to come in and tell me who exactly is on there, because I was going to find out. I was going to, but because I haven't had any TV channels for about 8 years now, I choose what I want to watch, as in a TV program or a series going on. I just binge them or stream, or you know, Disney, Amazon, you know, Netflix, you know, watch these shows. But I don't, you know, go on YouTube for my news. I go to Al Jazeera, all over the place. Sky News. I go everywhere that you would not expect to get news. But like when it comes down to saying um, Bob the Builder's on next, after that is this, and that, I haven't sat down and watched TV like all day like I used to. I'll be working on my computer because I work from home a lot. I do a lot of security courses and stuff like that. And I do a lot of work on the computer, and the TV would just be on. So I'd see the next program, next one, next one. And then, until I've got to go out and teach or train or do something else, or got an appointment or something like that, come back, TV will be put TV on, and you know the TV's on all day, and just background white noise. So I get to see, oh, I see that celebrity, he's in that show, and that's blah blah blah. You know, he's a bit of an idiot. Oh, that one's funny. Oh, this one's a bit stupid. Yeah, and that you find out, like, and then when they say, oh, he's training Big Brother, that'd be pretty funny. I see him how he deals with this person, how he deals with that person. But again, because Big Brother is world, is international. Everyone knows. They see what it takes to become the winner, and everyone's subdued it. So everyone's calmed down. No one's acting real. They're acting. So they are not out there being themselves, for real themselves, until the pressure is on, basically. And it's the same old thing. They'll have a scream at someone, and then people will vote. Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, I'm voting for him. No, you shut up. No, he's made a good point. I'm going to vote for him. I'm going to make sure he goes for the next week. Blah blah blah. And great, it's a game show. It's a, whatever. Fine, it's a game show, but it's obviously a huge social experiment. And the best bits are the behind the other person's back bits, the the ninja stuff that gets done, the Machiavellian methods that people get other people to do things for them and get things done, and moving and shifting, and who's the delegate, who's the bad man, who's the the enabler, who's the, this is seeing us as a society, a little slither of society, all under one roof. Can it get along with those people who are elite and rich and those people who are the dregs of society? Can we have them both in the same room and they both have a polite conversation? How long does it take before they start being their normal selves and not caring about anyone else around them? So it's a great show and I loved it. And being an amateur psychologist myself, I'm going through my course, my degree, and I've before I was doing it formally to get a qualification in it. I wrote books. I had my take, my opinion. When I had my shows, it was way before I was doing my books and stuff and doing the courses. I would have opinion on everything. Still do pretty much. Opinion on everything. Yeah. And yeah, because I think deeply about things, and it's like it's not about where do you get the energy for that. It's more about understanding that I've got a lot to learn myself, but I'm constantly surprised by the differences of how people deal with a problem. Some people are completely crushed by the problem. Other people attack the problem. Other people just wait for the problem and then try and step to the side to avoid it. It's it's um it's amazing. I know I'm only here for a minute or two, and then I'm gone forever. And I just want to pass on what I know to the the people coming after me to make the world better for them, and that everyone should be on the same kind of thing. So this is a warrior's life, and it's not an easy life, but it can be an exciting one and a very interesting one, a very fulfilling one, and that's the one I've chosen to live. Um, I've often been called a monk before, which is pretty ironic, seeing as I've trained to be a monk since I was 18, basically. Um, so, but I still have a great life. I still enjoy myself. Uh, I see why other people jump into a life of religion or a life of crime or a life of uh, exploration or a life of armed forces or a life, you know, different methods of finding understanding is what I see. But I see why they do it. They're finding themselves also, And so when you go to Celebrity Big Brother or just regular Big Brother, which is basically based on the premise of a book by George Orwell, um, which was a dystopic society where cameras would be watching, Big Brother would be watching everyone in their own homes through cameras. They'll be watching their every move. They literally have the thought police. If you have a wrong thought, you'll be chastised for it. Everyone works at the same place. Everyone knows everyone else. Or doesn't know everyone else. They just know that everyone else is working there, and that they're all under Big Brother. And Big Brother. It's kind of like George Orwell's Animal Farm. George Orwell's on this dystopic thing from way back in the day, and he was trying to show you that society likes to rank itself and tries to keep that, we're the higher class, you're the lower class. But there's nothing to say that the lower class have better manners than the higher class, and the higher class are ethically corrupt. It's just a book and a movie and another book, which basically showed the humanity. Once you get in the lift with each other and the lift starts shaking and then suddenly stops and you're 20 floors up, you all start panicking and figuring out together on how to safely exit this book or get the thing going again. And once you're out of it and you all saved each other's lives and you're patting each other on the back and hugging, do you never realize you're all the same? You just want to live. You just want to live. And that's what it shows you in the book. So when you got Snowball and Napoleon standing upright in their suits and they looked no different from their masters, so some of us are equal and some more equal than others, you start thinking, really? You think we're the same level, but some of you should have more than the others because they're basically in charge, or you've given them that point of you're in charge of us, we'll let you rule us. We voted you in, so you should get a bit more for doing what you do because it's stressful and stuff. But you're the same as me. You've got the same power as me. But if I get arrested, I'm going away for 30 years. But if you get arrested, you're gets flipped away because upper echelon, elite. So it's a strange book, very old book, many decades old book that is now in real life become a TV show, Big Brother, but it's lost that dystopic stuff. Even though they do try to get them to break, they try to pressure test them and break. You can't tell this secret to anyone, but you have to make sure that they do this. And once they've done it, and it's under their own, they think that they made up the idea and it's up to them, then you get a reward. So it's like you have to be thinking, oh, I didn't want to be Machiavellian, but now you have to go back to your crazy ideas of how to manipulate others to get what you want, to get something for yourself. You don't even know what the prize is. The prize could be a softer punch in the mouth. You get a bare knuckle punch or you get a boxing glove punch. Which one do you want? And that's what you want, because we're Big Brother and we like to mess with your mind. That's what's going on in celebrity and community. Big Brother is back. What have we got to learn from it? I would say understanding that we're all equal, we're all the same. We all want the same for each other. And if we just got off our high horse and stop letting our ego dictate what we do, we understand what ego is. I mean, everyone's got ego, right? You wake up, you get washed, you put on clean clothes, you go out, you make sure your hair looks right, you make sure your clothes look right, you look good. So you're projecting a persona to the first person, a stranger that you meet on. So why do you care what a stranger thinks of you? Why? Why do you care what a stranger thinks of you? But the thing is, if you want to be respected, then people are going to judge you before they even say hello to you. I used to have this game I used to play as a security guard, walking 13 hours a day up and down the mall, shopping centre. Used to be walking around. Oh, get down from that. Oh, yeah, toilets are that way. The lift's over there. Yeah, that shop is down there. Turn right. It's fourth one. That's all I was there. I was there for safety. Security guard. Go and arrest this child. All this kind of stuff. And I used to play this game. As people were walking towards me, I would look at the way they walked, what they were dressed in, how they were talking, how they were dealing with the environment around them, and how they were reacting to certain things, and judge them and make a story about them. And it's part of my little detective work. I love Batman. That's what it is. I love Batman. What Batman represents: intelligence, the detective work, the use of science to find out everything. And and the total control. I need to be a dictator. Control of himself, basically. Control of the world around. Can't control that. That's why he's a bat man. Goes out and tries to deal with what people have decided to do. Not trying to take over the country and tell them what to do. That's the difference. The vigilante. Anyway, okay, so when I do this job of security and I'm judging people, I look at certain things about them and stuff like that. So yeah, I do judge, and so do you. You judge as well. So if you came in like 5 minutes ago, you'd see I lost a tooth. I literally lost it about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's been loose for a while. And the problem was not the fact that it got loose really quickly, and it wasn't even damaged. It was literally because of medicine that was helping something else. This is what I've been told. But like, you know, when you make something strong, something gets weak. When you make something weak, something gets strong. So it's all the same thing. You have to kind of balance and counter-react and blah blah blah. But anyway, tooth fell out, and I was like, it's been loose for a long time, and it was really hard to find a dentist. And I'm not saying, oh look, I can't find them. No, there's no dentist. There's dozens of dentists around, but none of them are help. You have to pay out so much money. They're just like unbelievable. So I've been trying to find one that will help me, and then I'll pay installments and blah blah blah. You know, if I was rich, I'd just like, yeah, get my old house sorted out, blah blah blah. Loads of problems over here. But this started from COVID. COVID 2020 is when I started getting problems with my teeth, and it's still going on. Still going on. On the day they decided to do lockdown, I was on my way to my dentist, and my dentist rang me up and said, "There's no one here because of COVID, so we cannot do your. Please reschedule." And then it was lockdown, and I couldn't do nothing for about nearly a year or so. Nearly a year. When I came back, they were saying, "Okay, so you have to get you got to go everywhere with masks, blah blah blah, this, that," and I was like, "Dude, none of that." And so it just stopped me from going anywhere. It's restricted everyone, and dentists were saying, "Right, we got to have this, that, and restricted. You got to have COVID, this, that." And I was like, "Why?" Just for dentists. And so it was years before. And when I went back, they were saying, "Oh yeah, you've been away from us for too long, so we're taking you off the register." Oh, I've never done this. Oh, sorry, we're not taking any NHS. And it's so now any problems that arise in my teeth become major problems overnight. And this issue was one tooth a long time ago, but now it's an issue. You do have to be careful with with how you police your body. Okay, I don't need to do that. I'll do that. I'll stop doing this and the medicines and that. Try to be away from medicine, and you try to take medicines that won't have such an impact on your body. But when you've got things that are only getting worse and worse and worse, if you don't take the medicine, then the impact will be worse. Do you see what I'm saying? Unless if you're taking it all the time. So it was like one of the things where it caused that. So I stopped taking it, and then for a long time I should have been saying, Be careful, is what I'm saying. Not giving away too much, but I don't mind. I'll get it sorted out. I have my perfect smile back. Don't bother me. I know who I am. I'm still pretty. Yes. I love you, baby. I like you like that. So we're going into what sparks me off. Are we too early for this? No, we're fine. Talk about what sparks me off. It's all right. What sparks me off this week? What sparks me off? What's that about? Well, I'm an angry kind of guy, and I've got jips and things that peeve me and things that annoy me. But what sparks me off is about I have to say something. Cut me off with jokes. Oh, why don't you always do that instead of only doing it when I tell you to do it? But now sparking me off now. Wait, no, that's not happening again. No, you know, spark. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so what sparks me off is my pet peeve, and like I say, this is show 394 of BLAPPS TARK, and I've done BLAPPS experience shows, and we've done about 300 of them, we've got 250 of them as well, something like that. So there's loads of shows we've done, all 2 hours long, blah blah blah. And at the end of each BLAPPS TARK show, I talk about what sparks me off. So 300 things that annoy you. Yeah, man. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there that annoys me. And I'll keep it to myself until I get on my show. Sometimes people get my verbiage. Sometimes people get my adjectives. Sometimes people get my expletives. But I'm on it. I'm trying to get better. And I think by sharing what pees me off, you might relate and say, yeah, I'm glad you talked about it. Now I can talk about it with that person that was doing it to me. And see what Vic's saying? I'm not the only one. He's saying it too. He's saying these peas as well. And so therefore we have managed to calm ourselves, placate our emotions. Is that the right word? Anywho, what sparks me off this week is people who make promises they cannot keep. They can't keep them. There's no, I promise you I'll give you £1 million tomorrow night. You can't. Why are you promising? Why are you promising something you cannot do? Why are you doing it? Don't promise me. Say you're going to give me £1 million tomorrow. I will not believe you. Everything will be cool when you don't get the money tomorrow. When I don't get the money tomorrow, I knew you weren't going to do it, so that's fine. But when you promise it, I'm thinking, are they really going to try? Are they going to do this? I'll start making plans. Yeah, I'll make plans. Hey, yeah, I'll put that Ferrari on order, and pay that bill next week. I don't need it because you know what I'm saying. I'll just pay off the whole thing tomorrow, and I get my $1 million. And so therefore, and you just thinking, I'm gonna buy all them clothes next week, and then this, that, and the other. I can just all the savings I've got now, I could just use on other stuff because I'm getting promised £1 million tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? It's just, if you start believing promises, like my dad used to say, a promise is a comfort to a fool. So why are you promising me? I am not a fool. I do not believe your promise. I don't hear your promise. I don't see as it's anything I should be interested in. So just what you hoping to get done tomorrow? And I'll nod my head and say, cool, this is for you. It's a like. Go ahead, take it. It's yours. I like what you're about to do tomorrow. And then as soon as you turn your back, I've forgotten what you said. I don't give up. what you said, because I have not heard it. I have not heard it. Okay. All I did was acknowledge it. Whatever you said after promise, I promise I will. And I'll just. And I hear it. It's like people on the door. I'm on the door. I'm trying to keep the venue safe. And you've got idiots drunk. I promise I'm coming back tomorrow with a shotgun. I'm going to go away in a minute and get the shotgun out my car. Blah, blah. I'm going to come back and shoot you. I promise I'm going to shoot you first. And I'm like, cool, you get your gun, I'll get mine. Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to get mine. You get yours. Yeah. Like, a matter of fact, you wait here. I'm going to get my gun. Don't move. Don't move. Oh, you just, it's so annoying. It's just something you don't have to do. It's just ridiculous. It's like you wouldn't do it to a child unless you knew that by saying it, they're going to say, really? You promise? Yeah. You promise you're going to do it? Yeah, I promise. On my swearing whatever. On my granny's eyes. I promise I will swear down. I'll do it. It's going to happen. Okay. So I'm a kid now. Yeah. So just like that little kid, you're promising just to shut them up. And now you're promising me something like I'm a child. Is that what it is? I'm a petulant child that needs placating. You just see the what's irritating me now. I'm sure you do now, that you see what's irritating me now. You're being treated like a child. Basically, the contempt for your intelligence, the the ignorance of it, the downright what's the right word there? Yeah, I'm thinking of the word. I've got the word. The incredulous, the, my my incredulity of you just standing there thinking you think I'm actually going to believe you when you say that. It's embarrassing for me and you. It's silly. I don't hear your promise, but I don't care how many times you repeat it and shout it and look me in the eyes directly into my eye sockets and tell me I'm good. I promise you it will be. I don't care. I'll be like one of them mafia people. I promise you I'll shoot you then. If it doesn't happen, I promise you. Do you believe me? Yes. So good. So you understand that it's your word now. It's solemn. It's your life is in your hands now if you do not deliver. So that bullshit you just said you're going to be able to do by tomorrow, if it doesn't get done, you know me, I do never promise anyone anything because I just deliver. I don't care. Get it done. Told you it's getting done. I don't have to promise shit. Told you it's getting done. You know it's going to get done. My dad was a promiser. He wasn't really promise me. He would just say, if you do that, you're going to get this. Right now, he didn't say the word promise, but you know, it's saying it's going to happen. Because my dad was one of them lived by word thing. It's going to happen. And so, if you spread your bed every day this week, I'll give you £10 next Monday. You know, it's Monday. If you spread your bed before I wake up every day this week, I'll give you £10 on Monday. And £10 was like, it would be worth about £100 today. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm a youth in his 70s. And, you know, so £10 was like, what? You'll give me £10? You know how many shoes and burgers and and clothes that I think I could buy with that £10? Are you serious, Dad? It's going to be done. Do it. Just make sure before I wake up and knock on your door and tell you to wake up that your bed is spread. So I did. Got my £10 on Monday. So because my dad was a promiser, he said, "Good, there's your £10." He said, I mean, remember when you said you just be hit? There's your £10. You spread your bed every day. I promised, right? So now, when I'm that kind of person now, growing up with that kind of role model, and I tell you, I promise, it slips out of my mouth. I promise it's going to get done. I promise, right? Then and you say, yeah, promise is come to fool. I'm like, who are you talking to? You obviously don't know me then. So what's the point? What's the point? Right. So it doesn't make any sense. So it's from both sides. You can see when you make the promise, other people will not believe you. So why are you promising? So when you make the promise to me, I won't believe you because you're not like me. You're not like my dad. You're not like them people who constantly come through. Consistency. You know what I mean? No matter what, if you do that again, I promise you I'm going to beat your butt here. I'm going to beat it off. I'm going to smack you until you bleed. I'm going to beat you with this belt until you're bleeding, until the belt drips with your blood. Yeah, I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying. You know. Yeah. You know. After the police come and you see that you beat the police with the belt as well. He was not joking. Yeah, I was one of the non-player dads. I am not playing around. This is my serious face. Um, yeah, so promises are for absolute fools. They're not for me. Keep it to yourself. I don't need them. And I don't think anyone else needs them as well. And I'm bored of people doing that. I mean, I've come up and said one day in things that sparks me off. People who say, "I hope that will happen. I hope. I hope. I hope." I just say it's just a figure of speech, man. What's your problem, man? You just chill, Vic. No one just because I said the word hope. No, you're saying hope. Like I should be now cheered that you're hoping something's going to happen. You're not going to go out there and make it happen. You're not going to make sure that things are put in place to make it happen. You're going to just sit there and hope it will happen. I'm like, no, not to me. You don't say that word to me. I have that word in my vocab. I used to say I'm going to get the word removed from the vocab because people rely too much on, I mean, hopes and dreams. You know what I'm saying? It's all right to hope and dream. That's great. They make films out of that stuff. But make the dream happen, man. Don't, don't you make it happen. Man. It's all down to you. How long have you got? How long have you got on this earth to make it happen? So when you say the word promise, I'm just like, you're talking to the wrong guy. I don't hear that. I don't hear that. I just like you're saying, I'm going to give you the. I promise I will give you this tomorrow. Okay. So now I know from you promising you're not going to give it to me tomorrow. So I'm going to carry on like you're not going to give it to me. If you turn up 6 o'clock when you said you're going to be there and you turn up with the thing you say you're going to bring me, I'll be like, wow, that's amazing. Wow, you remind me of my dad. That's what's going to happen. That was going to happen. That is incredible. You remind me. I thought my dad was the last of his kind. There you go, proving me wrong. That's, thank you. Obviously, thank you. That's what I'm going to say. But it will be the surprise look. This one on my face. I'll be like, damn. didn't take you seriously, bro. And it's a sad state of reality where you're out there saying to people, I promise, it's gonna be done, it's gonna be done. And people are like, nah, whatever. I've heard this before, man. I've heard this before from other people who said they're gonna promise. They never turn out. So why do I expect you to promise and come up with the goods? You're the same as everyone else. No, I'm not. I'm not. So this is another reason why I don't promise. I just get it done. I don't. You ain't seen me for weeks, and then you turn up, and there it is. I told you I was going to get it done. I told you I was going to do that. I told you I would complete it by this. I told you it's going to be there tomorrow, and there is proof it's going to be there. Yeah, I made it happen. I didn't hope. I didn't dream, and I didn't just forget about it and hope that you would too. Right. So it's one of them things where we have to build back these character traits of being honorable, and righteous and stuff like that. I mean, these are biblical terms attached to people who feel they're correct and feel that they're better and feel whatever. They're attached to a God that gives them, this air of goodness. I'm trying to find a good word. It's air of superiority. No, it's not that. It's just that they feel that they're like their God, who is wholly brilliant and wholly awesome and wholly omnipotent and wholly omniscient and benevolent and they are a carbon copy. They are of the same ilk. They're cut from the same silk. So, well, I'm supposed to believe your God exists now because you're behaving like the God you said exists. Makes sense to you, right? Yeah, gosh, so you're God now. Okay. Let me see you smite this bullet. Anywho, what sparks me off today was people who promise things they cannot bring to pass. They cannot fulfill. All right, so that's it for today, people. I have been here by myself. Someone came in. I think there's another issue with the meetings. I'm going to start doing some feedback and surveys and find out exactly why people don't come in. Is it my fault? Is it their fault? Is there apathy? What's going on? I don't know. We get plenty of views, but yeah, I'm not out here for the views. I'm just out here to put this stuff into the ether to help people. If they manage to stick through 2 hours of me chatting to myself and learn something, awesome. Yeah, get this sorted out. I ain't used to it yet. I don't think I want to get used to it. Like you look rugged. Anyway, over here we talked about Lee Anderson cussing out Sadiq Khan about leaving London open to Islamic activists, Gaza protesters, leaving the back door open basically for the enemy to come through. Yeah, so he got chastised for that, and it's been found to be racist, obviously, and it has been suspended. But does it show? Are we really doing that by being so gung ho with our allies, and and letting them have an avenue to raise up an issue about your allies, bombing them? Now they have the right to march in the street, and you can't do nothing about it because you'll be seen to be an Islamophobe if you counteract it. Okay, so we talked about over there, we talked about Ghana dropping a bill in the attempt to partisan and destroy America. So I was going to acting mode. They were attempting to bring into law uh, control over LGBTQ community and outlawing their behavior and what they get up to and what they try to achieve in schools or in the community at all, you know, for their ends to be more uh, cohesive with the community. That's what being stood on with this law. And if the president ratifies it, it'll be in by December. And then you could be sure that the rest of Africa will follow suit because they're 50-50 on one of the other religions. Okay. And so, you know, if one does it, the other one will do it. Even though there's gays in both, you know, for years, decades, you know, with they, you know, some of these stories, you know what I'm talking about. You know, what was it? In Islam, they've got a whole town full of gay people. Everyone knows they're gay. Yes, that town over there, that's where the gay people live. And that guy's openly gay priest in Islington, wherever the hell they are. You know what I mean? And it's tolerated and no problems. And it's like, what? You're still in the what century is this? You're still worried about which gender they like to have sex with. Oh, anyway, there's bound to go shoot. They've shot themselves in the foot, basically. That's just silly. Anyway, celebrity community. We talked about celebrity Big Brother and what we have to learn from Big Brother. What is it teaching us? And I think we all agree in here. Me and myself agree that um, they're showing the community that it doesn't matter who you are, you're all pretty much the same. We all worry about our families. We all worry about um, how we're going to be seen by other people. We let people's opinion of us motivate us to do this or that, which is wrong. We should have um, toleration for other people's opinions and ways because it may benefit us to do so. It really isn't that serious when you understand you've only got a minute or two on this planet and then you cease to exist again, just like you did before you were born. Um, and so you should just get home with it, enjoy it for what it is, and then um, try to leave some children behind so they can get some experience out of it too. No one's going to remember you in 100 years. No one's going to remember you. 200 years, you will never be brought up again. 300 years, who are you again? You know, all these famous people that you've ever heard. You talk about Mansa Musa, the richest person that's ever lived, was hundreds of years ago. No one's looking him up. Was he rich? Was he? How rich was he? Oh, that much gold, yeah. Wow, incredible. And move on and keep it moving. But if it, the only reason you would look up someone specific like that is if you're trying to do something with the information. Who was the richest person? Okay, where did they used to live? How rich were they? What did they do with their money? Blah blah blah. To do something with that information. But other than that, no one's looking up Victor Evelyn unless I leave something behind that is being used in 400 years. No one is going to be talking about me. So why am I trying to be vexed with everyone around me while I'm alive? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make a damn piece of sense. Live your life, change what you can. Don't be vexed with things you can't change. Love love yourself first, so you can love everyone else. And with that, I'm going to say I love you, and there's nothing you could do about it, which is the philosophy of BLAPPS philosophy. Better Living and Positive Propaganda System, created by my crew, and basically was philosophy I made whole over many years, to the point where now I've written a book about it, and I can teach it. I teach, understand, let people understand what it is to be a Black person. You watching me now are a Black person, you're Black people, okay? Until you do something seriously against humanity, and then you're out. So back in the day, you would be chastised, would be annoyed and wag our finger a little, but now we just ignore you. We just don't give you any energy, and that's it. You're ostracized from my face. Yeah, and we are trying to be in line with humanity, Mother Nature, and the universe, and that's all you can really do once you've got existence, and help whatever you create to pass on your knowledge and make it easier for the community that's coming after you. So Generation X, the children of Generation Y, their children Generation Z, but it carries on. Anywho, like I was saying before, I loved you and there's nothing you could do about it. Also, Jolon True, which is Romulan, you know what I'm talking about. And you have been blapsed. Till the next time. Peace. Up high.